Hi everyone, we meet again. Alright, so we meet again in KM6933 Mechanical Engineering Design. So previously we have been discussed on the product development process PDP, where I just explained in general for the introductory of the course on the related to the engineering design process and a little bit on the um, yeah, little bit on the concurrent engineering so that you can get some insight, some understanding on what we are going to learn throughout this course, right? So as I mentioned before, this course is actually need you to complete the design project. Okay, the assessment is mainly on the completion of the design project, which means that you are required to come up with one proposal on what you are going to design, what you are going to improve in the product features, alright? And then there will be a progress presentation to see your current progress at that time, all right, on your project. And then there will be a final presentation at the end of week 14. All right, so today's topic is mainly on the problem definition and need identification, which is the first phase in the design process, engineering design process. Okay, like I mentioned before, okay, so these are the topics outlined for today's lecture. Alright. So like I mentioned before, in the product development process, where it starts from the planning until the manufacturing of the product, but in the design process, it is actually involving only three phases, which is conceptual design, the phase one, and also embodiment design, and then the detail design. Okay, so you can see here under the conceptual design consists of 5 steps or 5 stages. Alright, starts from the defined problem until the evaluation of the concept, which means that with the completion of the conceptual design phase, you may come out with the several concepts of the design that you will proceed with the embodiment design. Alright, embodiment design involves the how you configure, how you arrange your design or the component involved in the product. Alright, the architecture of the product, and then come up with the analysis under the parametric design, the related analysis, engineering analysis involved with the product. Alright, and finally in the third phase, in the detail design, you can come out with the complete technical drawing of your product with the dimension and also the tolerances, come up with the types of material of the product. Alright, so these are what we are going to learn throughout this whole semester. So but today we will be mainly focusing on the defining problem and a little bit on how to gather the information, alright, in order to generate the concept as many as possible. Alright, when I mention as many as possible here, because you will be working in team. Alright, okay, imagine that you have 5 members, alright, 5 team members, and each of you can come out with, alright, let's say 5 team members, each of you can come out with 5 concepts, alright, 5 concepts. So, or maybe more. So maybe at the end you can come out with 25, the total of 25 concepts that you will be working with in order to choose one best or the best concepts, alright, in order to proceed to the next phase in the embodiment design. Alright, so or maybe more, right? Let's say if you have 10 concepts for each team member, so maybe you can have 50 concepts, all right? In order to filter, to choose this one best concept, that requires the evaluation of the concepts. So that will be discussed in the next chapter on how to evaluate the concepts, right? So under this defined problem, okay, so actually when we talk about the design process itself, all right, we want to solve the problem. It's actually involved with the problem solving, okay, which means that we tend to turn the design problem definition process into identification of customer need. Alright, we see the problem, which is actually the problem is actually what the customer needs. Alright, we want to fulfill the customer needs. Alright, there is a gap. Alright, there's like the improvement that is required by that product. Alright, in order to assist the user. Alright, okay, so in order to uh, in order to emphasize, all right, or to focus to the customer requirements, all right, it is highly or closely related with the total quality management in one organization. Usually in one organization will apply this TQM process, because this TQM process will focus more on the customer requirements, which is the customer come first, right? So one of the tool that we will use in this TQM, which is the quality function deployment QFD, right? So using this QFD, we can match between the customer requirements with the engineering characteristics, which is the engineering characteristic, the one that we will do the analysis, all right, on the engineering characteristics on what we are going to improve in the product, engineering features, in terms of engineering features. And then propose an outline for product design specification, PDS, as a guidance in design generation. So maybe once we can we attain or we obtain some characteristics and also some requirements that match with the engineering characteristics, and we can get some specification, the early specification of the product that we are going to produce. So we can come out with the early or the pre PDS, all right, the first phase or the first version of the PDS. Okay, so this PDS will be revised again in this detailed design, so that we can come out with the revised version of PDS, because we may make some modification of that specification during the embodiment design phase. Okay, so let's move on to the identifying customer needs first. Alright, under this identifying customer needs, okay, we will discuss more on the preliminary research on customer needs, and also gathering information from customer. Alright, so how do we know, or how we can understand what customer needs? Of course, we need to do the market research, all right, to find the gap, all right, to find the customer needs itself, all right. So how to begin to understand needs of targeted customers? Okay, so the team, which is the design team, can begin to identify the needs that current products in their area of interest do not meet, and those that an ideal new product should meet. So we, as the design engineer, right, the mechanical, which is under the mechanical division, let's say, all right, for example, so our we are currently under the development of one specific product that which is under our area of interest, and then we find something features that is our current product does not meet. Okay, and we come up with the idea. Okay, what are features that the new product should meet in the next release, in the next batch of the product. Okay, so that requires you to brainstorm, or maybe from time to time, okay, your manager, the manager, oh, we need to do something. Let's say we need to do something to improve our sales. All right, to increase our sales. Okay, what we can do more with our product? Then it here it comes the brainstorming session. Okay, so the design team and also the engineers sit together, all right, to brainstorm the idea what they can improve more with the product. So brainstorming is a natural idea. I think most of you know what is brainstorming, right? A natural idea generation tool that can be used in identifying the customer needs. So the functional team members will provide as much as idea. There are no such silly idea, stupid idea. All right, sorry. Okay, so excuse me for the words. All right, there is not like nonsense idea. All right, all idea are accepted during this stage. Okay, because we want to come out with as much as possible the idea. All right, so here it comes where the team members requires the problem solving skills. All right, maybe you need the creativity, like I mentioned, you need to do the research, teamwork, emotional intelligence, risk management, and finally the decision making. Okay, I just attached here some picture that I get from the Google, right? Which is like a little modification of the product that can bring, can give the changes to the user, right? That can help, or that can assist the daily life of the user. Okay. So, and also it is important to embed, all right, or to have that product thinking, right? Product thinking in problem solving. Product thinking, which means that you keep bear in mind, all right? Bear in mind, all right, or keep thinking that the way, all right, how to improve the product. Okay, so there will be like 4 questions that you can play around. This product is for whom? Okay, which is your audience, your targeted customer, right? Targeted customer, and then it will help them solve this problem. Okay, so what is the problem with the current product that you are trying to solve, right? What is the problem? And then we will do this by, so you already identified the problem, you already know who is your targeted customer, and then what is your strategies? Okay, what is your strategies? How you want to manage, or how you are going to improve the product, which involve the analysis. Okay, and then you need to be clear with the objective. We expect a working product to be what? Right? Maybe before this, the product doesn't have automatic features. Okay, maybe this time you want the product to work automatically, to be working automatically. That's the example. Okay, like in this conversation, what are you working on? I'm developing a model-driven comment card generator. Cool, but exactly what problem are you trying to solve? Okay, if we are not clear with what we are going to solve, so it will be like a problem in the future, all right, in the next stage. Okay, so at this stage you need to be clear, all right? What are the problem, how you want to solve the problem, and also the objective.